Okay, all right. What's up, everybody? This is the Minx podcast. Um, Let me get into the nitty gritty. Let me just get into the nitty gritty about what the hell happened here and why it had to happen to me. Okay, so I obviously have audio and video issues this time because it just always seems to happen that way. Um, but I think I fixed the problem, and I had to pretty much go crazy to Restream to let them know that yeah, I can't get online and I can't do shit. Okay. So, I think we're good. I think we're okay. All right. I still did my interview behind the scenes, so Mink still gets her job done. Um so let's get this podcast started. Let's get this popping. All right. So, once again, it is Friday the 12th of July. We are here and we are back up. Um, I just think it's so strange that all of this shit was happening when we upgraded to 5G. I'm still on my 4G shit. I'm not doing the 5G shit. I really do not want tumors and all that crazy shit. But it is what it is. I can't really complain. So, Um, what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna actually play the interview that I did, and then we're going to get into some music and talk about some of the hot topics that we have going on in hip hop and R&B music. To those of you that are tuning in now, we were having a Skype interview that was conducted by me with the one and only MoneyGrams. So I actually want to get my Instagram. I'm probably not going to do Instagram tonight because I didn't have that much turnout like that I wanted. Although I do love Instagram and politicking with people on Instagram, it's my live me people that really they actually participate a lot more. Um, so let's get it started. First and foremost, um, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. We know R. Kelly got locked up. He ain't getting out. We know that. He's done. But I noticed that there wasn't that many people talking about it. I know my cousin mentioned it earlier. He was just like, yeah, so what's good? And I was just kind of like, I noticed that too. When R. Kelly, when R. Kelly was they were poking around the issue. Everybody and their mother, there was just debate after debate, and people were canceling, and people are resubscribing, and then people were unsubscribing. It was just so strange that now that they got him, they nailed him. Now everybody is crickets. That's the first thing I wanted to point out. Why is everybody crickets now? I mean, we know that this man is going to jail for the rest of his life. We know this. Um, But why, like, where are all the social media warriors? Like, where did they all go? Because that's something that, I just could not grasp. Um, but it is what it is. He's going to jail. He's not getting out. He's never going to get out. Um, I know that the first season two of the Mink Show podcast, we were talking about R. Kelly and how I felt that, everybody thought it was a joke and everybody thought it was funny, and now he's getting the okey doke. Uh, Too bad, Mr. Aura Robert Kelly. You're going exactly where you need to go. Okay, so I'm gonna get this interview on, and you guys don't laugh at me. Because I was a little frazzled dazzled. Don't get me wrong. I was very upset because, you plan these things, you promote these things heavy, and then the next thing everybody starts looking at you like, you know, what the hell are you doing? I'm a very professional woman. I really do care about my clients and all of my guests that come on here. I fact check and check every wire on this show prior to me doing what I need. And this time it wasn't an error on my end. It was an error on Restream. So you're gonna catch these hands, Restream. You're gonna catch these hands. You made me look wild, unprofessional. So let me get this interview on. Hold on. Let's see. That would be under videos. Okay. It's a very quiet day. I know. It's very quiet. There's no background music. There's no background noise. There's no planes flying over. And I think it's because the whole world knows I'm pissed. So we're gonna get this interview on. And here we go. All right. So I'm starting recording now. All right, everybody. This is the Minx Show podcast. As we all know, everything that could possibly go wrong goes wrong on the show, and it is no different from our dear friend right here, Mr. Graham.
Heard it up. Yeah, we live though. We got it.
Yeah, I do apologize. I always have these things already like set up and ready for my guests. And it always seems like when we don't have a guest, everything just flows nicely. Then when we have a guest, my whole system gets a hiccup. But that's okay too.
That's cool. That's life. You know, we get through.
Let's talk about how you got your start as an artist. Let's because I always ask the first question is what made you decide your name?
That's crazy. I ain't even unleashed that yet, but you know that I was always into money. You know, so I was always into that. But you know, and Graham, that's my last name.
So
Yeah, I just put the Z on it. You know what I'm saying, Graham?
I know you dressed it up, you made it
Yeah,
nice.
just dressed it up. Yeah, it's just original. That's all. It just sound nice. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's actually very dope. I always get a lot of different like stories as to how artists got their names and you know to have your name actually already solidified since birth. That's kind of
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. You know, and the money that was, you know, that's I was into that always. Like that always been nice. So you know, it just came together.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So the first thing I want to ask, let's talk about your, because when I was talking to my homie, our homie,
Right.
I was like, you
Shout
know,
out to him.
shout out to Leonard.
Yeah.
I wanted, I had asked him. I said, I'm always looking for artists that have a story. I'm always looking for artists that have content that is relatable. And when I heard your song Seasons,
Right.
I wanted to know what made you come up with that concept? Like what was the inspiration for that?
Be real with you. That came working with my brother Harley.
Mhm.
You know, I'm really like into like real bar rap. That's new for me.
Mhm.
You know, he been showing me the new. You know, it's new. This new era is melodic. So you know, it just came to me like you know what I mean, like just giving my true me. Like I don't know how to do nothing but me be me. But
Mm.
be melodic or give you bars. Like it's just I gotta give you me. And he been telling me like, yo, let's get with this. So that it just came natural. One day in the studio, it just came. We put it down. That was it.
So you when you got into the studio, you late because I know those studio days. It's you actually go to the studio. You
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to the lab.
I'm here now. Yeah, live.
Because a lot of us we have home studios and we don't really get that experience
Yeah,
of when you have that moment when you create fire like that it's a hit.
yeah. It's the fit when you get them bumps on you. You know what I'm saying? That feeling like you know what I'm saying? And then you know what I mean. Your friends. A lot of times your homies will be like, yo, that's it. I be telling them keep it real with me. Like it ain't it. Don't have me running with this. But you know what I mean?
And
They
that's a big thing that happens a lot that I notice. I always tell my friends, if this shit is whack,
word up.
be real with me. Let me know that I'm wasting my time.
Let me know. We all gonna look bad, and you know what I'm saying? We all gonna
Exactly.
look bad. We all gonna look crazy. We gotta keep it real. That's what it is.
And where are you originally from?
From Jersey City, New Jersey.
Oh,
Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey. Yeah.
You know my peeps over at Time to Grind Radio?
Yeah, Big Sav.
Big Sam, that's my dude. That's my homie.
Word up. Yeah, shout out to Big Sav. Yeah, word. Straight out of Jersey though. But I'm all over. I be moving all over with this music. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. You know what I mean? Like just moving, trying to stay, global, move around and be heard. Yeah, most definitely, definitely.
I would say, because I know when we spoke on the phone, I was like, oh, I wanted to ask you, but I was like, I'm gonna wait for the show. A lot of artists, I think, are afraid to travel. They're afraid to invest in that. Like, do you, what makes you comfortable with traveling?
Just knowing what it could be. And this what we want, right? If they doing music and they pop tomorrow morning, they gonna have to get up and like that and go. So y'all forgot to start now. Like just start moving now. You know what I'm saying? And there ain't even no big money involved right now, but it's the drive. It come from the heart.
It comes from the heart. It definitely, and I always say that that's what
Hustle.
separates the fake from the real.
It's hustle.
Definitely a hustle.
I'm a
And
hustle.
when you travel, what are some cities you have already visited so far?
Atlanta, Charlotte, Philly.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
I only been there once.
Yeah, yeah,
I only been to Philly once. I got to go back.
yeah. I'm actually gonna be back in Philly the 19th. BT, the Irv Gotti, shout out to Irv Gotti. You know what I mean? He got something
Ooh,
going out there. So I'm gonna be out there the 19th, man. I just
definitely shout out to Irv Gotti for that.
uh,
And so you're only like at this time you're only promoting one single heavy, which is Seasons, or do you have a couple of different, songs that you're actually promoting as well? What songs do you perform when you get on stage?
I got Seasons, Nightmares. Shout out to Lo Sabelli, man, an artist out of Jersey. He on this track called Leeches. Fire. I'm actually about to drop that. I'm about to get that to the people. Drop it right on SoundCloud. They ain't got to pay for that. It's fire. Word. Fire.
Well,
Like,
listen, because we all know that on the Minx show we go crazy about SoundCloud. I love SoundCloud. I
yeah.
love it. But
Word.
would you say, as a person that is handling like distribution and getting your music out there, do you think like what do you think that you get more plays with SoundCloud than you do on your own? Like some people use Spotify, some people use Apple Music. Like what is your thoughts on that?
Sometimes you gotta give. That's just my thing. Like, it's cool to get your streams and your downloads, but some tracks, even if it's fire, you can always make another one. I feel like just give it out. I'm independent. I can drop what I want when I want. I drop leeches on SoundCloud. Don't worry, the next one I put on Spotify.
Mm.
Saying it's just about giving because they ain't gotta go download a stream. You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh
So
yeah.
word up.
Because I think that's what a lot of us are upset about is the whole streaming and it's a lot. I was saying to myself, is it easier to push a physical copy these days than it is a stream? Because it just
Really,
seems like it is.
I'm into that.
Get
I
into
hit the
that.
streets with it. I hit the streets with it. Physical copy, man. But that's it ain't it's kind of the thing of the past. But you in the hood, you can pump that out your trunk. I'm a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
I hear me.
Mm-hmm.
I hear me.
Used
Word
to we
up.
used to leave CDs at the deli and tell the deli guy, let me get this little corner right here.
Word up. And that's it. Like, however, whatever you gotta do, it gotta be done. I feel like whatever you gotta put out your pocket. If you believe in yourself, as you should, man,
Hmm.
then get your pockets and put it behind you, man. Cause ain't nobody gonna do it. Really, you know what I mean? You gotta get it started.
Exactly. And when you go to this because in a sense when I saw that you on the flyer that you were doing because I see you got a couple of things coming up. I did snatch up a couple of flyers from your stories.
Yeah.
um I see one with so
Yeah,
Drewski.
that's my bro. Yeah, that's that. Shout out to Drewski. Yeah, I got something coming. Drewski himself. We got a little concert coming.
Oh, so you're gonna be in the New York area.
Yeah, I'm be in New York. We're gonna be at Black Dawn, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the flyer. I'm gonna throw it up, don't worry. I'm gonna throw it up for everybody to see. And then the Irv Gotti for Tales, you got that coming up.
Right.
And then you have something going on tonight.
Yeah, Moneybag Yo. I'm opening up for Moneybag Yo tonight. And,
Oh.
and I just hung up with my big bro, man. You know what I mean? Grunt Luciano, man. He was with me. He was with me running with me with like a big part. This only my second year in the music. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh,
it happened fast. My first year, man, the support don't come right away.
of
You know
course.
what I'm saying? Bro was running with me hard. So I just want to give a shout out to him and acknowledge him for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't real ain't hard. It's hard. It's hard to find real, man. Like
Mhm.
real support out here with this music. This nobody believe you till you pop.
Of course. That's
Nobody.
why we always say people support just in case. Just
Right.
just in case you make it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And
But tonight,
what's your support
that's
system
Sunday.
like though?
Huh?
What's your like your support system like? Cuz a lot of us, our parents don't believe in what we're doing, and how is that like?
I, my mom's, everybody they know me. They know when I say I want to do something, like I usually go hard with it. Like I always been like that. Like I'm like, yo, I want to do this, and I really take it serious. Like
Mhm.
yo, I'm into it. Like, yo, you really did that? Yeah, I really did that. And I want this.
Mhm.
I've been wanted this. I was like 9 years old, 8 years old, like rapping up with the two radios next to each other. Like,
We all had those times. That's crazy how we all did like the same thing, like to figure out where we wanted to be in artistry of music, actually.
that was crazy. Like this. Sometimes it be right there. It might take a little longer. It might happen tomorrow, but however it happen.
Yes, because there's a lot of us old heads out here that's been doing this for almost 13 years.
Yeah, yeah. I met a couple good. You know what I mean? Like, damn, like that's it because it's in your heart. You ain't
Mhm.
never gonna give it up.
Mhm.
You ain't gonna be able to. But I know one thing. If it don't, which I know it is, I'm having fun right now, independent. I'm gonna get my couple coins right now because this the best time right now.
Exactly, because
Yeah,
independent is key. I keep telling all these artists, they seem to think that they sign a record deal overnight, and it just doesn't work that way.
just grind.
It just don't work that way.
Yeah.
And do you have any videos or anything yet? Because I know I was searching.
I just cleaned up my YouTube. I took a lot down because I'm shooting one at 26, and the next one I'm shooting in August, and I'm gonna put. I rushed in the beginning, so I took a lot down, but I'm about to throw like this month two going up. You know what I mean for seasons and leeches. I'm
And
putting
is this going to be like an EP or a?
the EP coming behind it. I'm gonna get it these two singles a nice push. Then
Mhm.
we'll put the EP, what I'm saying, right behind it. You know what I'm saying
But
the
it's
EP.
it's good how you're doing it though, because a lot of us we do songs and we just throw everything out there. It's good that you're doing that.
Right. I got a couple features on there tonight. You know what I mean? It's coming together. The EP definitely, and when it come, it's gonna be well. You know what I mean? It's gonna be recognized.
That's
It's gonna
what's
be
up.
recognized. So,
That's what's up. And I personally can't wait to hear it myself because I like your style. It's not like something that I've heard before.
right. I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
try. I try to be original, but still, you know what I mean? Like,
And I thank you for that because we want original. A lot of us, we're tired of hearing the same watered down. It's just we want stories again. We want to hear lyrical skill, and we want to be able to dance and enjoy, what you're
right,
putting out there.
right. That's what it's supposed to be. Fun. Music supposed to be for the soul. Man. We're gonna give it to you.
Because we do quote a lot about things that are in the headlines. Do you agree with DL Hughley?
What happened?
Female rap today. I mean, what do
Well,
you
what
what do
happened?
you think about female rap today?
It ain't that much. No,
My sentiments.
it's messed up, but it's a lot. It's a lot coming. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I like it. I wish y'all you know what the females need to do? Work together more, but
Thank you. That's all I've been saying. That's all I've been saying.
it's more like a big battle with the female artists. Like you know
Of
what I'm saying?
of course. And what do you think about the male artists today? Like what is your thoughts?
Be real with you. I feel like it's going in the right direction. Like I feel like everybody watching Atlanta, see how they pulling each other up, and it's coming to New York now. Like
Uh,
we started to work with each other more. Word is born.
yes,
I
because I know Atlanta became like the hip hop capital, and it was originally the Bronx.
Yeah, right, exactly,
Why do you
right.
think that happened? Like, why do you think that there was that big polar shift that Atlanta was like, look, come down here if you want to be something.
You know what happened? I heard Two Chainz say this. He said in New York, like we all up here, Jersey, New York. My man would be like, yo, I'm on, I get on. My man would be like, yo, let me get a feature. We actually up here like, let me talk to my manager. Down there, they like, yo, come on, the manager worked for me. So
Mhm.
why would I tell my man that I came up with instead of pulling him out the mud, do a song with him and let him do him? But I'm gonna tell you, let me talk to my manager. That's
Mm.
that's weird. That's weird. We ain't
Yeah.
got that's it's weird like that. It was, but I think it's getting better up here now. But
Yeah,
Atlanta
because
ain't
it's the crab in a barrel mentality, and instead of pulling each other and saying, "Look, I got you," it's everyone's about their.
ain't that what it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
I get out, see another good brother, get him out. Sometimes you want it. Sometimes a lot of people want to see people stuck, just to, you know what I mean, see themselves bigger than them. I ain't with that.
Yeah, they want to see you do good, but just not better than them. And I noticed that with everybody. It don't matter if it's music. It doesn't. It's everywhere,
Yeah, and that's
everywhere.
I ain't with that.
Me neither. Even for myself, as a producer, as a female rapper, I wasn't that way. I see another female rapper and she's struggling. I'm like, look, I got you on the beats. Look, I got you. So I do totally understand. Like, I totally agree with you about the togetherness. And, it's music at the end of the day. This is what's supposed to unite people.
That's it.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Network with artists from different states. He got something going out there. He pull you out there, do a show. That's how you get known.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get known. But it ain't that though. So but we working on it. We gonna get it. I know my team. My team. We gonna get it.
And
So
what's the name of your team?
we you know what I mean. We Grams Music, Harley Music, Lucky Wills Entertainment. It's all three groups in one. You know what I'm saying? But we working together.
That's what's up, though. That is definitely what's up because at the end of the day, you need a team. A lot of people think they can do it themselves, and that's why they're still stuck.
That's major.
But
That's major.
that's good that you have like a team of people that can actually motivate and educate and just keep the wheels turning and on the bus. It definitely is a real promising thing. Hopefully, a lot of that will catch on to other artists to see that it's okay to have a team.
That's right. That's
Abs-
important.
Absolutely. And you have Instagram.
Yeah.
Um, Plug that in for us so this way people can actually follow you and
That's Money Grams. What is that?
sim-
Money.
simple.
Grams.
It's simple, just like that, guys. MoneyGrams with a Z underscore.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm actually going to put that on the website. Our website is www.minxradio.com. I'm actually going to put up his information and as well as the flyers of the shows that he has coming up.
Right.
You have anything additional you want? Or
Yeah. I got United Masters dropping a single. Just, you know what I mean, tune in. You know what I'm saying? It's called Seasons. It's gonna be on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? Just tune in. That's all. Patch in.
and for the record, guys, United Masters is a distribution company. All right, and I actually have it, so it's actually pretty dope. So that's another episode. But
Right.
just in case people didn't know what United Masters was, they should know. They need to be in the know.
It's for us. Any indies, that's for us. That's just good money.
Absolutely. And again, guys, like I said, I do apologize for the hiccups with these RTMP servers and things like that. But like, we definitely going to get you guys the interview. These are people that are just tuning in. And again, this is Money Grams, and well, that's with a Z. And stay tuned. And once again, tell everybody where you're performing at tonight.
Yeah, Club XL, Elizabeth, New Jersey. Moneybag Yo. You know what I'm
Jersey,
saying?
stand up. Jersey, stand up.
Jersey. Jersey.
Absolutely. Well, you make sure you take lots of pictures because I'm actually going to be putting up on the site. And if you have, and when your videos do drop, please get them to me
Got
because I want to definitely have you come back with
got
with the shit working like it's supposed to and be able to launch and show
you.
everybody the new installment of.
Bro, we patched in. We locked in. I'm gonna definitely send that over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I do appreciate you taking the time and talking to me on this little podcast.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I thank you for having me. Well,
Absolutely. All right. So as soon as I put this up, all right, guys. Again, that was Money Grams with a Z. Um, that was the interview that I couldn't air live. Um, obviously because this shit is always acting up somehow. But I'm actually gonna get his song on, called Seasons. It's gonna be on platforms everywhere very soon. So I'm gonna get this on for you guys while I ring around a few necks. All right, so this is Seasons. Here we go.
Contraband. Man, I do this every day, you ballin' for a season. And if I call up, my feet blow up back in Neiman. Gotta keep that grippy on me, know them boys be creepin'. I be dreaming about the money, grinding while you sleepin'. I know. Man, if you tryna get this money, let's go all the way. Man, I'm addicted to this paper, shit be callin', man. Look at my drip, look at my wrist. You know the shit. I got a dip, I got a flip. We got it lit. Tell them no trip. We got it in zips. I've been grinding trying to get this paper. No, I'm always screaming, fuck the haters. Been a hustler and a motivator. We going up, talking elevators. I tell these niggas all the time, nigga, we ain't hard to find. And I do this every day, you ballin' for a season. And if I call up, my feet blow up back in Neiman. Gotta keep that grippy on me, know them boys be creepin'. I be dreaming about the money, grinding while you sleepin'. I know. Man, if you tryna get this money, let's go all the way. Man, I'm addicted to this paper, shit be callin', man. Came with the gang, you know we bang. You niggas change, we not the same. Niggas is lame, stay in your lane. You came in with pussy niggas, we from the pain. I said, I swear this shit is all I know. Tell them niggas run my door. I said, just run my door. Whoa. And I do this every day, you ballin' for a season. And if I call up, my feet blow up back in Neiman. Gotta keep that grippy on me, know them boys be creepin'. I be dreaming about the money, grinding while you sleepin'. I know. Man, if you tryna get this money, let's go all the way. Man, I'm addicted to this paper, shit be callin', man. You know. I know. Man, I'm
Yes.
paper, shit be callin', man.
So that was Seasons. That was Seasons. Um, Thank you for everybody that's tuning in now. Shout out to B Fury. Hello, B Fury. Um, I didn't say Siri. I said this girl. Oh lordy, lordy, I need a 40-40. Okay, I did say one wrong thing. I said D.L. Hughley when I meant to say Jermaine Dupri's ass, because I think I was watching something with with D.L. Hughley earlier. Um, but you know, we got some articles, ladies and gents, and I just want to get right into it. All right, so Jermaine Dupri is showing his ass, and not literally, thank God. Um, and you know, I don't know what to say. I really, I don't know what to say, ladies and gents. He did an interview recently. It says that Jermaine Dupri believes the brat and his opinion on female rappers today. Okay, so now the whole world is upset because he said exactly what everybody's been saying and thinking, and I got a little bone to pick with the female rap community. I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with Jermaine Dupri, guys. I'm really not. And I may lose. Ooh, lipstick. I may lose a lot of female rapper friends and followers for this shit. And quite frankly, all I think I have to say is that, darling, the truth does hurt. And I really think that females, women, get upset when a man tells your truth. Um, I don't know how y'all want to take that. Um, Besides being offended by every little thing, but hear me out, okay? So in this article, um, he was with People, and he was stating that he felt that there was no substance in female rap today. And let me get this article back up, and this way I could show it to you guys and still show you guys my pretty little face. Self-proclaimed, obviously. There we go. We're going to move me right over here. There we go. So here's the article. Of course, there's going to be into like the next article or whatever.
You know what I'm saying? And second of all, it's because it seems like that's what people want to hear. I ain't even gonna.
I see. This is why I kind of get pissed off. All right, so let's talk about this. So Jermaine Dupri feels that female rappers today are all strippers, and the stories that they share all have to do with some sort of stripper truth. I am not disagreeing with that. I actually agree with that. I don't see any popular female rapper getting, you know, I don't really see them coming out with songs that actually have any substance. It is the truth. I mean, let's look at it from a different aspect, okay? Eve from Rough Riders. She was a rapper. I mean, she was a stripper, but Eve wasn't doing songs about robbing niggas and she just wasn't doing songs like that. She came out with Love Is Blind, which was a song that I believe that every female young girl, that's like a rite of passage song, because that's something that's going to be engraved in female hip hop as one of the best songs, I think, of all time, in female hip hop, because it was very empowering. It was very, it taught girls to open their eyes, and it told a story. These chicks, I cannot relate. I cannot identify with this whole City Girls and, Megan Thee Stallion. I'm just not really feeling that as a woman, especially a woman of a daughter. I just don't. I'm not really understanding what this outrage is. I don't really understand why women are getting all bent out of shape because a man told the truth. Because I've been saying the same shit since this podcast started, that I cannot stand women in hip hop right now. I can't. I don't really see, hey Tom, I really don't see any longevity for a lot of these artists because they don't have any substance. I mean, there's only so many times that you can make a song about how your pussy is like the freaking holy grail of the world. Some of us are tired of hearing that. And how do you get mad at Jermaine Dupri, someone that's actually been in the business for such a long time? He knows the ins, he knows the outs, he knows everything. He's been around so many different artists, and perhaps maybe he has a point here. I mean, I think that female rappers need to stop trying to follow this Little Kim blueprint. That's the first thing. I think because Little Kim started this lane of not being ashamed of your sexuality and pretty much rolling like a nigga. I mean, that if that works for her, then it works for her. If that works for Little Kim, it's going to work for Little Kim. It's not going to work for anybody else. I mean, I see that Nicki Minaj tried it, and she tried to brand herself, but you're just like, wait a minute, I've seen this shit already. I've seen this shit before. This is nothing new. The fact that you have so many other conscious female rappers that talk about issues, that talk about what's going on, they are not getting the limelight. Why is that? Why get mad at Jermaine Dupri? Why don't we get mad at the industry bigwigs that control what the fuck we listen to? Why don't we get mad at them? They control that shit. You did not know who Megan Thee Stallion was until you logged onto her Instagram and you saw that she was a twerkable. You know, a twerkable. That's a new word I made up today. She's a twerker. You're a twerker. Does that make me a hater because I don't twerk? No, I don't twerk. I don't have to show my body and gyrate in sexual manner to get attention. Okay? Your music should speak for itself. And if it doesn't speak for itself, then you're going to have to figure out what you're doing. Because a lot of us are tired of seeing your asses. Seeing these sexual cucumber challenges. Like, we're tired. We are tired. I know I am. I'm extremely tired. I cannot take any more sex in music, the timeline, everything is perverted. You know, I'm just tired of it. I don't want to hear about it anymore, to be honest with you. I don't want to see it on my feed. Like, I'm just tired. I mean, a lot of you guys have issues. A lot of you guys might be nymphomaniacs. You guys really like that shit. I don't. And I will out rap and outproduce any female rapper who wants to challenge me. Because if we're going to get down to the storytelling of talent, you know, we just got to get down to the, you know, we just got to be honest with ourselves. Female rap is trash. I'm it's trash. I don't listen to none of these bitches. I mean, you will not see me run to listen to Cardi B, Nicki, Megan. Like, I'll run to listen to Little Kim. And this is no shade to any of these artists. This is no shade to any of these female artists, but they don't talk about anything that's good. Like, you know, they just don't have what I consider replay value to me. I mean, I'm driving around and it's not even like, oh, we're going to play this song. It's like they're actually shoving it down your throat. They're forcing you to like it. It's almost like programming, like MK Ultra type shit. I always say all the time, you get into situations like you look at someone, you don't like them. You know, you're like, they're cool peoples, but they're not my type. But if you have 100 people saying that you are attracted to this person, that this person has pretty eyes, or this person has a pretty skin tone, or, you know, this person, you know what I mean? Like, it just starts to catch on. What's up, J Melody? It just starts to catch on. And then what happens is then your brain catches on and you're like, oh my God, I'm attracted to this person. This is what's happening to the music. You don't like the music when you first hear it. You like it after the 50th time you've heard it. You like it after the 100th time you heard it. So what makes it different from a artist that is unsigned? If you listen to their song and you say, oh, this shit is trash, right? Why don't you play that 100 times where you cannot escape it? There's going to be something in that song that latches on and you're going to be like, it's really not that bad. So Jermaine Dupri, as a female rapper, I agree with you. No shade. Tom Walsh says, in the words of Tech Nine, the industry's a bunch of fucking punks. I just, you know, if you have to over sexualize yourself in your music and you need to do all of that to get attention, I just think you're trash. I just don't. I don't think that is what hip hop is. And it's like, you look at the men. Men are always going to overpower us because they know how to move together. And women don't know how to move together. They should watch The Lion King because the woman is head of the pride and the woman moves the pride. The woman tracks down and says, "Oh, there's a bunch of antelope down there. We need to conspire together and try to get them." That's what the women do. They bring home the meat. But you got these bitches, and I call them bitches because you are selling yourself through music. I'm not interested in that shit. Call me a hater. I don't really give a shit. But what I will say is that I don't think that any teenage girl or young teen, I don't think you guys should be letting your kids, your teenagers listen to these women. I just don't think. I like Cardi B. Don't get me wrong. Cardi B is she's a cool peeps. She's cool. Even she can get away with a little bit of the sexual shit because she was upfront about it. But it's like now it's the blueprint. In order to be a female rapper, you must have this look. The bangs, the long hair, makeup accentuated like crazy. But you must twerk. Miss me with that. I don't do that shit. Nope, not because I can't. I just don't. I don't think that that's something the world needs to see. I would rather somebody tell me, "Minx, your song got me through the day. Minx, you actually talked me off the ledge with that song you did." Or Minx, you know what? Your beats are just so melodic that I can really just like light a blunt and just like max out. That's the shit that I do this music shit for. And if you guys don't see it that way, too effing bad. Go back and graze, because that's some sheep shit. And Minx does not do the sheep shit. Minx is woke. That's going to be another t-shirt. Minx is woke. So that's that what I wanted to point out. There was also I want to give a shout out to LA Show. LA Show is my peeps. We are podcasters, we are reporters or street reporters, whatever you want to call it. And she totally gave me a great shout out. And I was just so like moved. I was in the store and I saw that, she sent me a message and she said, "Hey Minx, I just did a YouTube video and, everything that you said about the mermaid shit last week, I really, I didn't think of it that way. And now I'm like, wow, you made a lot of sense." And I'm like, oh, we were conversing about this a week ago. But then when I look and, I see that the love of people that actually agree with me, I was in shock. I was like, oh my God, you agree with me. So she has a YouTube video I'm actually going to put out on minxradio.com. I actually just shared it all over the world because, for somebody to agree with me and make a video, that it just made me feel like $1,000,000. So I'm going to definitely show you guys. I want you guys to take a look at it when on your own devices when you have a moment. I definitely want you guys to subscribe to LA Show, and I definitely want you to reach out to her and follow her on social media because she definitely talks about a lot of issues that are going on within the Black community, and she really does her homework. And so as you see, she says the new Little Mermaid movie is starring a singer, Halle Bailey, and there seems to be some people who are upset. Me and my friend The Minx Show think otherwise, and I think this is a perfect tactic to make a lot of money off of the Black community. What are your thoughts? Okay, so when you guys get a chance, please do check out that video. It was really, really great. I'm a rap purist. I'm just reading the comments over on Facebook. So yeah, that was absolutely, dope. I was so excited to see that. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. That's the first thing. I just want people to just like think. I want people to put on their thinking caps and just think outside the show. I just want people to just start thinking. Okay. One of the other things I wanted to talk about before I get into the next song Hold on. I actually got so tired of talking about Spotify. I don't think I want to talk about Spotify again tonight. It's just Spotify is just a fucking headache. And I don't know if you guys remember a couple of months ago, I actually talked about an application that came out called Rise. And you know what? On that note, I am gonna put Spotify on blast because this was kind of a really talking about Spotify all the time, but I have to. This is important. Okay, so in this article, um before this is like around this talked about this article, this company that created something for artists, which is called Rise. So if you go back into the Mink Show podcast, I think season 1, we were talking about Rise. Now, Rise was a program that was created by Spotify, and what Rise was supposed to do was it was supposed to spotlight artists and get them obviously plays and subscribers. Um, so it says, and this is going to be really quick. Spotify said, every season we handpick four and up. Excuse me. Let me start over. It says every season we'll handpick four up and coming artists we believe in and spotlight their work through playlist, promotion, video, and events to tell the story behind each rising star. So that's what the whole purpose of Rise was. Okay. So then he says, they're only adding four people every few months, and there's 30,000 Spotify artists that are listed. So 30 out of 30,000, you're talking four artists per month. So it says Rise initially backed four acts, all which had an indie background. Electro R&B act signed to AWOL. I'm not going to say all these names; they're a little difficult. So he says a month later, after the Rise launch, this guy who is the head of Rap Caviar, I hate Rap Caviar, by the way, handpicked Trippie Redd for the debut Rise class and left Spotify to join YouTube. So I honestly, I don't think that YouTube or Spotify is for us. I don't think that these sites give a shit about us as artists. I really don't. I've been playing around with this in my head for a while. I'm not buying it. They're only giving a certain amount of people. Just why I say 30,000 artists out of 30,000 artists that are on Spotify, maybe 5% knew that you can directly upload to the platform, which you can't do anymore. We talked about that last week. Now you're telling me that they created a platform, which was Rise, which I had, to spotlight four artists a month, and they're nixing that program. Something just doesn't seem right to me. It always seems like there's an issue or problem with Spotify, and I'm just done. I'm finished. You can still listen to the podcast on Spotify, but I'm again, like I said, I'm really not trusting Spotify with. Okay. All right. So we talked about Jermaine Dupri. We talked about Rise, this program that Spotify is like, I don't think so. What else? So yeah, those were the topics. Those were the actual hot topics I wanted to cover before I get into a song. So I'm going through my submissions. I see people that are sending me submissions now that they see that we're back on with no problemo. So I'm checking now. A lot of people are saying, they're like, "Oh my God, your show is lagging." And look, I'm doing the best that I can. My job is to get the audio, and that's what my whole thing is. All right, so we're gonna get into this track right here. We got a couple of SoundCloud submissions, which is dope. Not that I have a problem with SoundCloud. We all know I love SoundCloud. I would rather upload my music to SoundCloud than Spotify, to be totally honest with you. They're just totally ODing. Okay, so we have. Hold on. Okay, so we have Mickey Cartel. So, and that's the other thing, guys. You guys got to stop sending me albums. You got to send me the song. Because if you send me the song, it's a lot easier for me to actually share it. Okay, so here we go. Mickey Cartel. Okay, that's not going to play. And I don't know if you guys saw my meltdown that I was having on YouTube earlier. People were saying, I was telling everybody that, YouTube is really cracking down on how they send music. Like you cannot send. At first I thought it was an artist thing, and it's not. It's definitely not. So apparently it's an issue that's going on, and they're not allowing artists to share their embeddable links, which sucks. Um, all right, so I'm just gonna go into my list of people that have been waiting, and here we go. But I'm gonna get into what's going on with YouTube after this commercial break. And here we go. G Star Rob.
I take a bitch to the island. Then we go over to Maui. I take your bitch to the island. Yeah. Then we go over to Maui. Then we go smoke some Maui. Damn, why I looking so cloudy? I take your bitch to the island. Yeah. Then we go over to Maui. Then we go smoke some Maui. Damn, why I looking so cloudy? Damn, why I look so cloudy? I fucked a bitch, I'm sorry. I want her like Safari. She give me lit Bacardi. And we gon' smoke on that gas. If you don't like it, then pass. She love the way that I laugh. I like her big ol' fat ass. I like her laugh too. How many I fucked like two. And I got more coming through. She wish she could fuck the whole group. Tryna just chill on the beach. Getting too lit, sheesh. Still putting in some more keef. Everything I do is straight heat. Damn, this is so wavy. Damn, she my little baby. Ooh, she driving me crazy. I wish she could fuck on the daily. Getting so lonely lately. Might have to go buy her Mercedes. Let's take it way back to the 80s. Let's rock it out, girls go crazy. I take your bitch to the island. Then we go over to Maui. Then we go smoke some Maui. Damn, why I looking so cloudy? I take your bitch to the island. Then we go over to Maui. Then we go smoke some Maui. Damn, why I looking so cloudy? Coolin' with a shotty, and she love the party. She might pop a molly. She look like a Bobby, and I think she like me. Yeah, I'm icy, icy, and I think she like me. Yeah, I'm icy, icy. I know that you love this. I know that you want this. I'm too chill to pop shit. I'm too chill to touch shit. And I get the bag. All you rock is rags. And we eatin' smacks. All you smoke is crack. I take your bitch to the island. Then we go over to Maui. Getting so lonely lately. Might have to go buy her Mercedes. Let's take it way back to the 80s. Let's rock it out, girls go crazy. I take your bitch to the island. Then we go over to Maui. Then we go smoke some Maui. Damn, why I looking so cloudy? I take your bitch to the island. Then we go over to Maui. Then we go smoke some Maui. Damn, why I looking so cloudy? I take your bitch to the island. Then we go over to Maui. Then we go smoke some Maui. Damn, why I looking so cloudy?
All right, so that was G Star Rob. Thank you so much for that submission. We're actually gonna send him a message right now. Let's do this because I kind of get a little bit frustrated that people that send me music they don't tune in, but that's okay. I'm actually going to send him a video. Let's send a video so this way he sees. Here we go. How are you doing, G Star Rob? We actually just got finished playing your song Islands, and we do appreciate your submission. The song is extremely dope, and thank you so much for sending it over. Please make sure that you share and you let everybody know that your song was played on the Ming Show. That's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, so again, that was G Star Rob. That's G is at GSTARR Rob, and that's on Instagram. Okay, so thank you again. All right, so another article that I thought was amazing. It says that landlords can't ask for last month's rent plus security deposit due to the new rental laws. I put that up on the website. This way, I thought I was seeing shit. I was like, what? What? Um, hold on. Actually, I want to share. I want to share it to you guys so you guys can see it. You know. Okay, so it says landlords can't ask for last month's rent plus security deposit thanks to new rental laws. And it says as of July 14th, it will be illegal for landlords to require you to pay last month's rent in addition to a month's security deposit when you sign a lease. New rent reforms clearly state that in nearly all cases, no deposit or advance shall exceed the amount of 1 month's rent. Nor landlords can require renters with bad credit histories or annual salaries less than 40 to 45 times the monthly rent to pay multiple months of rent up front. In the past, they've typically asked for anywhere from 3 to 12 months worth of rent. Now, again, like I said, this article is actually on minxradio.com. Here's my issue, okay? As a person that has done real estate, I think it's totally illegal and messed up to not rent to someone because of their family size, because of, it's just people have a right to live. Whenever it comes time for us to begin looking for apartments or looking for houses, it's always such a dreaded event because you already know that your pockets are gonna be popped for like the first 2 3 months unless it's tax season. Okay, people upgrade, people move away. New York is just way too expensive. It is too expensive to live in New York. You cannot raise a family in New York. You can't. I always say that New York is a place that you come to turn up, meet your spouse, and then move the F away and move down south somewhere and then, relax and make more kids or, I just don't think that this is a place to raise a family. It's bad enough that you have families that are struggling. You got families in New York that can't afford to pay rent. So they are living under the direction of social services. They are renting motels. And I've always said, what sense does it make to make an entire family rent motels and the city and state pays for that instead of just saying, can you imagine how much money that must cost to place somebody in a motel? I mean, it's not free. The state is probably paying like close to what a regular person will spend for rent in 1 month every day. But let's just keep people, you know, displaced because, you're talking to someone that has been house hopping since I was a teen. I just did not have stability. And I have been homeless. I have been homeless at one point in my life. And the different stories and the different walks of life that I've seen people walk, you have people that are veterans in shelters, you have people, women that were beaten by their husbands or their significant other, and they were forced to leave that situation, obviously for the the kids or child. You have families in shelters. This is the world that we live in, that we punish people. uh, we're going to punish you, so you're going to have to sleep on the street. And then not only that, you got the city that's installing these things to keep homeless people from sleeping in certain areas. Like, having a roof over your head is a human right. It is a human right. The fact that you have people out here that cannot afford a roof over their head, and they're working well over 40 hours a week with no vacation time. They don't take sick days because they're afraid, you know, you're always weighing in as a New Yorker. You're always weighing in, am I that sick? Because if I don't go into work today, that means that I'm going to be taken off. And you're doing these calculations in your head, and you're not really thinking about yourself. You're not really thinking about your your um your health, and your health is important, even your mental health. And the last thing that anyone should have to worry about is, can I keep a roof over my head? So this is amazing to see all the realtors in New York complaining about this shit. Like, oh well, uh, this is going to be a blow to my pockets. Well, you know what? It's a blow to our pockets to have to live paycheck to paycheck and scrimping for a bullshit apartment that is no bigger than my fucking shoebox. Okay? Why are we paying 17 to 18, maybe $1,900 a month without electricity included for just a simple two-bedroom? That's a mortgage. That is a mortgage. So, kudos to you guys finally catching up, because it is extremely too expensive to live out here. So, somebody says, oh, look, a ratchet on radio. That's cute. Say it to my face, but you can't. Um, but this is where we live. This is the times that we live in. You cannot survive in New York at all. You can't. So you got to move. You got to move away. I have so many family and friends that moved away, and I'm still here. I can afford it. I'm cool. I have family here, but it's just too expensive, and it's about time. It's about time that you guys actually stepped up and realized that, you know what, maybe people can't afford to live here and people are moving away. Okay, so that was something else that I had to talk about. And last but not least, TikTok. I don't know if you guys noticed, but yesterday Vine was trending. Vine was a trending topic. And you guys know I'm a Vine head. And what happened was, I guess some people were talking about Vine, or some sort of nostalgia thing, and Vine popped up, and then, whatever. Those of you who have been questioning about what's going on with Byte, because Byte is coming out as the child of Vine by the same creators, there was a death in their whole team, and they need time. So we have to wait. I'm not rushing the process. I want a perfect app. And I also want them to heal. That's important too. But we're going to talk about TikTok now, because there was a lot of things about TikTok I didn't even know. And I think you guys are going to be like, wow. Okay, so here we go. Let me do this. Okay, so it says TikTok, what TikTok's explosion could mean for music. Okay, so let me share this so you guys can see it. All right, so it says what TikTok's explosion could mean for music. It says, since it dropped in April, here we are talking about it again, Little Nas X. His Old Time Road has been an inescapable hit. The song's massive blow up is at least partially thanks to TikTok, a social media platform that launches viral stars 15 seconds at a time. And that's what the writer forgive me, Melissa Beresnack, says is the future of the music industry in a future article for The Ringer. TikTok, which has had over hundreds of millions of users and is especially popular among teenagers and young adults, excuse me, is driven by machine learning, as Beresnack explained in NPR's Viral Challenges, often based around music. Now, I'm not going to read this whole article to you guys because you guys can read. It's on minxradio.com. I say all the time to artists, who say, how do I get my music out there? Well, if your song is a hit or you think it's a hit, instead of investing in promotion for a bunch of fake Fiverr promo companies, I would definitely reach out to like a high school. Just hear me out. $100 to a teenager is like a million. Okay. You get $100 and you go to the nearest high school, maybe your alma mater, I don't know. You reach out to them and you say, look, I got $100. I got a new song out. If I give you guys $100, can you guys do something on that little TikTok thing you guys like? And they do something and then they put a hashtag and then they push it and then, your song goes viral. You guys are not thinking. This is the easiest way to promote yourself. You got to use the kids, okay? These kids are so great. They're so great at getting out information. I found out about all the popular songs when I was in high school through the lunch table, okay? You have to get into the lunch table. Oh, that would be a nice little podcast name. I am going to trademark that because you already know. If it hasn't been done yet, don't kill me. But we found out about news, television shows, hottest music at the lunch table. So now you got to figure out how to sit at the lunch table with the cool kids and present your product. This is what you got to do. And this is what TikTok is. So when you have people that they don't really like Facebook, they don't really like Instagram, TikTok is dope. And I always think about the times when I was on Vine and we had 6 seconds. We had 6 seconds. TikTok has 15. And I was able to get 2 songs to go viral in 6 seconds. I think that is a great marketing tool. You guys may not like TikTok. I may feel like I'm betraying the creators of Vine because I'm waiting for Byte to drop. But I have to use TikTok because this is what's out now. Sorry, Dom Hoffman. But it's going to be kind of hard to pull people out of being fans of TikTok because you got a lot to prove. You got a lot to prove. I don't think, because he tweeted earlier, he said, what did you love about Vine and what did you hate about Vine? And I'm saying the only thing I hate about Vine, I hate the fact that he just let it go. Like he just let it go to fucking Twitter and Twitter killed it. It was an amazing platform that was destroyed by greed. We all know that. We know how that goes. But look at TikTok. Now, if they don't keep adding new features, they're going to be able to sell pretty nicely. But if you are an old head like me, you got to get with the times, people. And I'm calling you an old head because it's the truth. You got to figure out a way. And the only way you got to understand hashtagging. You got to understand the times a day you're supposed to post shit. You got to understand that you have to have 2 separate social media accounts. You have to have one business and you have to have one personal. With the business account, you got to follow people. You have to like posts. You got to utilize the services that are free right now because this is what, if you were to pay any marketing company, this is exactly what they would do. Okay, so you guys got to start thinking a little bit more about what is the best thing that I can do to get my song out there, because it's not about posting a link and it's not about hitting up people with spam. It's not about adding people to a fucking group message and hey, here's some new heat, because you're going to have people going to say, hey, I'm going to block you because that's spam, right? You guys got to really think about the best way. A lot of you guys don't even know who your audience is. You don't know who your audience is. Is your music for your mother, her age group? Is it for your grandmother and her age group? Or are you making songs for teenagers? Are you making songs for kids? What's the demographics? Where are you playing this shit at? Are New Yorkers going to bump it over people in Florida? Are people going to be bumping it in California over Wisconsin? These are the type of things that you guys have to think about, which is why it's great that you have these websites like United Masters, for instance. United Masters will break it down into a freaking graph of analytics to show you this month, this many people was bumping your music. You should do a show there. And this is the stuff you guys need, and it's free. And this is what kills me because nobody does the research. I'm not saying you don't care. Trust me, I know you care. But I do this podcast for a reason. You gotta know your audience. Period. I know my audience. I know bitches can't stand me. I know dudes can't stand me, but they watch the show. And I'm going to close out the show. You know, I know we didn't have that much music today and that's all these hiccups and shit. I'll make it up to you guys during the week, I promise. I'll do a special podcast with just music. Kidding. Um, I want to say to my dear friend that I have been beefing with for the last 2 days. I did not mean for us to have a fallout the way that we are having our fallout. Um, I'm happy that you actually checked out the podcast. I'm happy that you saw, that I'm actually a human and I have feelings and I'm not here to put nobody down like that. Um, I know you wanted to call in and I know you wanted to talk. We can do that privately. I'm just going to say this for anybody in the future that decides that they want to romp with me in public. If you're going to argue with me in public and we're going to have differences and we're going to have disagreements in thought, that's okay. We're human. You're allowed to think differently from me. I'm allowed to think differently from you. But do not try to humiliate me. Do not try to put me down. Don't try to diss me. If you're going to do all of that shit in public and then you realize the error of your ways, keep that same energy. Apologize to me in public. I would do the same. I would definitely do the same. But just, I'm not here to fight and I'm not here to argue with anybody. We're going to have a differences in thought. And if you can plead your case and prove your case to me, I will stand corrected 100%. You can ask a lot of people that I have disagreements with. And I don't have all the information and I'm only regurgitating the shit that I studied. And then you come to me with information that you know and you've been studying longer than me. And you're like, Minx, you are wrong here. I will take the L. But that shit needs to stop, you know. Not saying that anyone is clout chasing or anything like that. What I'm saying is that we all have to argue differently. We have to argue our points differently. We are all different people. Okay? So I'm going to get this last song on before I ream this chick in the comments. Um Lydia Fresco, this is hilarious. You guys are ready for this? She says, "I would never listen to a weave wearing ratchet on this topic. Yet you're here. Yet you are here. And yet I have the podcast. You are on my show and you're complaining about what you wouldn't listen to? Honey, please. Please." Anyway, we're going to get into the last song. And I know you guys heard it before, heard of him before. Uh, but this is the last song and then we're going to cut out and I'm going to come back during the week. This is what we do. As long as we got the interesting part, the topics out, it's just very important. Um Here we go. Again, I YouTube is not allowing me to play music videos. It's not my system. It's them. Okay. So we got John Hands. Okay, I'm sorry. I just love how people they try they try to throw you off with their negativity, and you're like, you know what? I'm in character, honey. I am in character. I don't have time to argue with any of you dumb bitches that have no life. But it's all good. I'm not mad at all. Okay, so here we go. We got John Hands. He has a new song out, and it's called Get Away, like some of you bitches need to do. Bug spray. And this is an awesome visual, by the way.
Yo, I'm saying, yo, I'm just gonna go. Hey yo, the whole world know I'm the truth. And you? Well, you a clown, so you doing what clowns do. See, I be on that God body illumination, Captain America shield for when these niggas start hating. How you rating your bars with simple metaphors? Simple still, put the metal to niggas and whores. See, keys open up doors, but so do codes. Money, thermostat controlled by the app on the iPhone. I never fold, I was born with my back against the wall. So when the Buick wouldn't start, your boy had to walk. You attract what you feed and reap what you sow. I attract dummies I feed, but still getting dough. I've been in a drought, still hustle to put food in their mouth. If one way don't work, I just change routes. You think I'm not real, son? You in a short line. Fix your face to lie like hands, ain't increase your grind. I'm Jesus, bro, I only answer to God. Most of these dudes backwards, and so I just call him my dog. I wanna know who be pulling your strings, Lord. Step it up when you be facing a king, bruh. When you hear James alone, it's fine. I've been shedding light since the beginning of time. I'm whipping whips that cost more than Impalas. Big speed, hit the brakes, not the tires, the Teddy Savalas. I'm in a different world, Sinbad and Cree Summers. I've been stacking bread and lead the last 3 summers. I've been giving chumps bars that they can't stomach. And they been looking for keys, but they still plummet. I don't care who on a track, I still run it. The Love Life trilogy, niggas still doing numbers. So anytime you think hands is a slouch, hold that thought and put your nasty foot in your mouth. For men, why still put it down in the South? So tell them hot dogs to bring extra sauerkraut. Think about it when you see me invade the stage. Don't speak, hear the sample and just get away. Fuck that, never let a nigga take me out my zone. If they try, then blow 'em and go. With no remorse, kid, it's the cold-hearted GA nigga, grimy, retarded, you know.
I'm not an alcoholic. I'm drunk. Alcoholic gotta go to them goddamn meetings. And you know, don't you hate that shit? Soon as you go somewhere, everybody is big. Run a man, 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 run a man. Run a man, run a man. You know, you go to the gas station, run a man, run a man, run a man. Let me help you with that. Motherfucker, help me with the condo. Help me, son. Yeah. Shit pissed out, don't it? Oh. Just fucking with you. Man, my family at home starving. We ought to go home and be with them. Fucking with me. Hey. Then they like to ask you this shit. Hey, brother man. Brother man, yeah, brother man. You got any spare change? Hey, that no bitch. I wanna know what the fuck is spare change.
Yeah, so that was John Hands, and this song is called Get Away. Thank you so much, John, for that submission. Definitely very, very helpful. I really like the song. I think the song is dope. The visual is even better, guys. I'm just pissed off that I was not able to play it, thanks to the YouTube demons. But yeah, what a day. What a day, what a show, what an episode. Again, I want to thank MoneyGrams. Let me just throw up these flyers real quick so this way you guys could take a look at it. He has an event tonight. He also has uh hold on, let me make this video bigger. So he also has July 16th, hosted by DJ Self and DJ Drewski at So Drewski on Instagram. He's actually performing. So make sure you guys come out for that. And of course, the other flyer that he has here that he also posted. This is tonight's show. That's with Moneybag YO. Again, uh, MoneyGrams underscore at MoneyGrams underscore. You guys want to follow him. All right. So those are the two flyers. This way, if you obviously if you follow him, then you'll be able to see the stories that are being posted. So this way, you can keep up to date as to what his progress is. Okay, so next week we do have another guest. Oh my God, I'm scared. I just don't want this to be another disaster. It probably will, but I hope not. It better not. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, even these hating ass bitches that are tuning in. What's her fucking name? Lydia Fresco. Yeah, you know my Facebook at me ho. All right, and anybody else that has any questions or anything about the show, you definitely can tune. You can email me submissions at minxradio.com. Again, www.minxradio.com is how you can actually keep an ear out for the podcast. Definitely working on a lot of new things. Thank you to all the members and people that actually tune in and actually participate on the Minx Radio website. Again, thank you so much.